Hello and welcome back to Titan Academy for another video. Today we are going to review how to generate this document from within Salesforce. Let's go ahead and look in my sample Salesforce environment. I'm on an account record. You can see a button called FT Generate Document. This is a button that comes in Titan's managed package, and it can be used on any standard or custom object. If we click FT Generate Document, this will open up a window which will contain a list of Titan documents, signed projects, etc. that are available for use with this record. Remember that we set up our sample documents to populate with information from an account, so that document is showing in the list right here. Let's go ahead and have a look at how we set that up in the Titan Builder. First thing we want to do is to go into the Titan dashboard, go to My Account, go to Users, and then give at least one group of collaborators permissions to use that document. I'll just show you on mine here. You can assign collaborators as individuals. You can assign them as Salesforce profiles. We'll cover that in more detail in other videos. For here, let's just look at mine. I edited it. I'll go ahead and click Next. And we verify that our example document, Academy Docs example, is enabled for use. If this were not enabled, then it would not show in the list that came up after I clicked the FT Generate Document button because the correct permissions have not been established. Here, we'll give this user group permission, and there we are done. Now let's look within our document project at the various configuration options. I'll go ahead and open up my Academy Docs example. Let's look at the Salesforce integration. Look at the get. Let's set the get from Salesforce. And here we have three gets: account, contact, and case. This is what we configured when we built the template in Microsoft Word earlier, and when we imported this into the Titan Builder, these were set accordingly. So this is now associated with the account object, and it is available in that FT Generate document list. All right. Now let's look in document generation, word mapping. Remember, we set these values before. Go ahead and click Configure. Review these to make sure that they are set accordingly. We set all of these in previous videos. We're pulling from the account record ID. Some other options that are available to you here for View With. This is for when you want to preview a document. By default, when you import a Word project, it will be set to view with Microsoft Word. And that works just fine. You can also use the Titan PDF Viewer, Google for Google Docs. That runs a little bit slower, although it does have some more features. I'm going to leave this set to Titan PDF Viewer so that when the user previews the document, it's previewed in a PDF format. Now let's look at the Salesforce button configuration. Go ahead and select the Salesforce button option here. Click Configure. Most of this should be populated automatically based on what we configured in our Word plugin project. Titan knows from our configuration that we want a record from an account object, so that's populated automatically. We've got the record ID from the account mapped to the record ID field on the template. That's correct. This section that labels button code contains further instructions for configuring that FT Generate Document button if you are using it on a custom object. We're using it on the account object, so we don't need to do anything further, but if you add that button to a custom object, then there's some additional configurations. They're spelled out here, step by step, pretty darn simple. We can customize the menu that shows when the document is pulled up in the list. I'll just deselect that. We'll go ahead and apply it, and we'll look at it in its default settings. That customization is for these options right here: preview, edit, or email in the main menu. And then in a sub-menu, we have a number of additional options: email, generate, viewing the document, downloading it, etc. Let's say we want to customize this. Let's say we don't want to allow email, or we don't want to allow edit, or we want to remove some of these options here. This is where we would do that. In the word mapping configuration, Salesforce button, configuration, you can select this option here for custom menu, configure it, and here we can select which items we want to show. Let's say we do not want to allow for a download. So we would just remove that from the use section. And in the sub menu, let's say we only want to allow generate, we don't want to allow a download. Let's say we don't want to allow a view form and we don't want to allow an edit. So the only things that will show in our main menu now are the submenu and an email option, and in the submenu, view, email, generate, or attach to record. So I'll click apply, 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 save this, and now back in Salesforce, click the FT Generate Document button, and you see different results. See, the preview is no longer there. Now you can only email from the main menu, and from the submenu, you have the limited options that we selected. I'm going to go ahead and add my preview function back in so that we can look at a few things later. Again, that's in Salesforce button, configure the custom menu. Let's add the view and download back in, and there we go. You can also apply filters to only show this form for use if certain conditions are met on the record. So let's say we choose to enable our filter here, and we set a filter by, you can set it by any field on the record. Let's just say account type is equal to customer channel. So let's apply that and save it. And now in Salesforce, if our account type is equal to customer channel, then that document will be available to us. But let's say the account type is something else, installation partner. Now, if I click the FT Generate Document button, we won't see that template available for use. Let's go ahead and change it back. I believe it was customer channel. And now that those filter conditions are met, the document is available to us. Finally, you can configure the characteristics of the document when it is sent as an email, attached to an email. In the word mapping Salesforce button, go to the edit and send email section. Here, you can designate a from, a CC, or a BCC. I've gone ahead and put an organization-wide email designated as the sending. You can set a dynamic to or dynamic CC if you've got email fields on that record in Salesforce. You can customize the file name. To select custom file name, you can choose, again, anything from fields in Salesforce. If you want to concatenate some fields together, you can make a formula field and use that as the file name. This is a summary of the more common configurations that you will want to set on your document. We will cover the other ones in further videos and the more advanced courses. But for now, thanks for watching.